Hey everyone, welcome back to Movie Reviews with Faye Renee. I'm Faye Renee. Today I've got a really good and serious review for you. It's a film you don't want to miss. It may be hard to find, but it's still out there somewhere. The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Stick around, you want to hear this. Be right with you. Bye. In San Francisco stars Jimmie Fails and Jonathan Majors. It was directed by Joe Talbot. It was written by Joe Talbot, the screenplay at least, and Rob Reicher. The original story was written by Jimmie Fails and Joe Talbot. Okay, where do I really start? Oh my God. First off, I want to tell you that The Last Black Man in San Francisco is a masterpiece, okay? So I'm calling it totally Oscar contender. Definitely for Best Picture and absolutely for writing. And the camera work was really artsy. It had that Spike Lee-ish look. You know, it's like two-dimensional and slow-mo, and so it makes you think. I loved it. Guys, I really hedged on doing this review because it's about a very, very uncomfortable topic, especially for me. It's about gentrification, but strangely enough, is told in the most poetic way ever deemed possible. So, the story itself is based on a very true story, the life of Jimmie Fails. Jimmie Fails stars as himself in the movie, alongside his best friend, Mont, who's portrayed by Jonathan Majors. Great combo. And this Jonathan Majors, look for him. He was out of sight. So the focal point of this is that Jimmie Fails is having a really, really difficult time with reality. He can't grasp what was and won't let things go. This whole gentrification thing is tearing him apart. He refuses to let go of his old childhood home, a big old beautiful Victorian home. I mean, they found a great home for this, where he was raised, in the now newly developed and robust Fillmore district of San Francisco. Jimmie's angst and woes are so believable in the film. I mean, this guy could act, but it was about him, so I don't know if that was easy or not. But it just comes through on the screen, you feel it all. Because let's face it, it's going on all over the country. In every major city in America, you hear the tale of gentrification. New York, Detroit, Harlem, particularly in New York. I mean, the whole thing is gentrified. It's like a tourist joint now. Like those people were ghosts. So it's happening everywhere. Everywhere could be the last black man or person or brown person in San Francisco, in a city near you. So while it's a really tragic story, it's a great story the way it's brought to the screen. Very empathetically, I would say. Because the backstory is there. You know everything about Jimmie, through his aunt, through the people he's living with, through his friends in the hood. You find out everything there is to know about him, so you understand him completely. And that to me was a major task that they pulled off in this movie. You understand what it means to be uprooted and displaced from something that you feel basically, or should I say, that you feel culturally you own. Again, like I said, the focal topic, gentrification in this movie, while it's not really whitewashed in the movie, no pun intended, it is definitely made into an artful tale. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, it's still going on today in the real world. So along those lines, here's the thing. It was very painful for me to sit in the theater where I was amongst maybe 1, 2, 3 blacks totals. And there were moments initially in the movie that were just really poignant and sad. And many, not all of them, but many white people laughed. And I don't think they were cold. I just think it made a point very clear to me that, like society, the movie reflected the total disconnect of perspectives with a wide dichotomy of views between the white moviegoers and the few blacks that were there, looking at the same thing, but with a completely different set of eyes. For me, there was nothing funny about The Last Black Man in San Francisco, nothing. There were some joyful moments that everyone laughed, but there were so many moments that, like I said, were just painful. Very uncomfortable topic and uncomfortable movie. Without getting too heavy here, I would say gentrification sort of feels like a thief in the night. Something that Black Americans, most of them, especially if they're older, only speak about amongst each other. Even if gentrification was a totally good thing for everyone involved, and it most certainly is not, then it wouldn't be such a bad deal. If in fact Black and brown people that were uprooted were allowed to move back into their old neighborhoods once it was gentrified. But therein lies the whole point of gentrification. You see, to rebuild an old neighborhood in the name of progress and something new and highly unaffordable. Some might call it good old-fashioned capitalism, and some might call it a takeover. I think Jimmie Fails would agree with the latter. Okay, now let's lighten up. Having said all of that, to be able to present this movie in such a brilliant artistic way that I felt like I was watching a Broadway play, a tragedy, mind you. That is the triumph of The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Director Joe Talbot and writer-star Jimmie Fails have taken a very ugly subject and turned it into something fulfilling and wonderful through story that you're almost made to forget that this was and is real and is still happening, simply because you love the characters so much. I give The Last Black Man in San Francisco a 5.0. It's an Oscar contender. It should place, if not win, in writing, screenplay, and best movie. And if it doesn't, it doesn't matter, because Oscar sucks. It's very subjective. You know, that's what I think. But I'm telling you, this is a winner. P.S. You won't find The Last Black Man in many theaters. It had a very limited distribution, but in some of the more progressive cities, it is showing in San Francisco, and of course it's showing in the Big Apple, New York. But you'll probably be able to find it on cable soon. It's a don't miss, and it's a thinker. I loved it. Good night, everybody. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoy movie reviews with Faye Renee. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time at the movies.